If you've already used Physics Toolbox Sensor Suite, then you'll know that our app basically provides you with lots of sensor information depending upon the hardware in your smartphone. It also includes a number of generators, and these things can be very useful from applications in engineering and science to, of course, teaching and science education. So what I'd like to share with you is the additional features that Suite Pro offers that might be helpful to you depending upon how you're trying to use this data. The first thing that I'll share is file loading capabilities. So within Sensor Suite, you're certainly able to record data, and I'm going to record this as test 10. Done lots of tests, I'm afraid. And once that data has been recorded, of course, you have the option to share that. I don't need to do that. It's already on the phone. So now what I can do is to redisplay that data. And so I just simply need to click on the folder button, and then I select the file that I am interested in. And here is the data itself. Now, one of the additional functions that we have within Pro is if you click on the bar option right here, it gives you the max and the min for the X, Y, and Z components of G-force. This is data that has been, statistics that have been done over the entire data file. Very soon we hope to have the pinch to select option so that even if you've recorded data that might have messiness in it, or perhaps that was recorded, has a recording that started too soon, you might be able to, we will be able to pinch to select, and then you can get the max and min, and then ultimately the mean of that data as well. So keep your eyes open for that additional feature. Beyond that, if I go back to my display mode here, let's say that you have data that's fairly messy. You get a lot of noise in it, and maybe you're not so much interested in precision of data, maybe you're more interested in patterns. And this can be really helpful when you're looking for big changes, or when you're working with students who have a hard time distinguishing the difference between noise and good data. If you go to Data Filter within the Settings option and click on that, and then go back, you'll see that your data ends up being much smoother. So this is the moving average, which basically plots the average value of 5 data points. 2 data points before, 2 data points after, and the current data point, and then plots that value. So you're getting fewer points getting plotted, but they are, it's much, much smoother, basically. In addition to that, we have resources dealing with the oscilloscope and audio functions. So within Physics Toolbox Sensor Suite, you're able to simply see the shape of the curve, as you can see right here. So I'll just sing a little tone. Now that's nice, but let's say you wanted to pause that. So within Pro, you're able to pause that. And you can zoom in and out, and you can also find out the actual distance between wavelengths, take a look at different shapes, etc. In addition to that, we have the multi-shot, which can be helpful for quickly comparing changes. So you can see very easily the changes in the amplitude, changes in frequency. Now beyond that, we also have change in time base by clicking on the little clock function, and what that does is it gives you a different perspective, so basically different numbers of wavelengths on the screen. And then takes you back to the beginning as you were before. Beyond that, we also have the opportunity to take a look at the spectrum analyzer, which you cannot get on the regular Physics Toolbox suite. And for this, you get it tells you the highest or the most prevalent frequency. So if I sing, there we can see that my frequency is, well, at least the fundamental is a 435.2 hertz. And then you can actually take a look and see that there are a few other little peaks, which might be harmonics. Some people have multiple tones also that they can sing at once, and so you can capture that information. Now, there are 2 other features I'd like to share with you. For this one, I am going to go to barometer, but this one is found on most of our sensors as well. Within your smartphone, the actual hardware does a really good job of being precise. So it can tell you pretty well the difference in pressure. between one point and perhaps the next flight in your building, if you go up the stairs or run up a hill, for example. What it's not so great at is giving you the absolute value. So the accuracy is not always fantastic with smartphone hardware. So if you were to go online and find out what your local weather station's barometric pressure was, you might find that it's off by a few hectopascals. I believe most barometers are good to about 2.5 or 3 hectopascals. So we wanted to calibrate this, let's say. So once you know what it should be, you can go into calibrate the barometer, and inside of there, you are to manually, you can manually add, or you can subtract, and you can also disable the calibration offset values. And if you just go back, you, in this case, will get a significantly higher barometric pressure reading because I just changed the value. And again, you can offset that and change it as you need to. Now, in addition to that, we also have a new alert system within the magnetic field. Let's say that you are interested in using your magnetometer as a permanent magnet detector. So you're looking for strong magnetic fields, and you wanted it to produce a tone for you. So in this case, my my total magnetic field looks like it's around 35 or so. So let's say that I wanted to produce a change in tone every time that total value got beyond, let's say, 40. And so I am going to go into here. I'm going to find my alert. I'm going to change that threshold alert to 40 microtesla, which is stronger than background as I'm currently showing it. And so, as I tilt my phone and I actually change the total magnetic field, you can hear the sound that's coming out of my phone. Now, of course, I've got this set up so it's very sensitive to even the background magnetic field, but let's say that I was looking for a very strong magnet, so maybe I set it up to a few hundred microtesla or even a few thousand microtesla. You would get tones only if you passed that value. So hopefully you find that these, oops, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and disable that. So I hope that you find that these additional features of Physics Toolbox Suite Pro are helpful. So I'm going to set this threshold alert to, let's call it, say 150, and just back out of that so it no longer activates. Look in the very near future, we continue to add lots of features, and the next one we hope to add, in addition to some better statistical analyses, will include a waterfall or cascade display for spectrum analyzer, so you'll be able to look at changes in frequency over time. So as always, reach out to us. Visit our website at www.vierasoftware.net. Feel free to drop us comments, notes, questions below this video, or contact us directly.